What's up, everyone? All right, day 3 trading in the new office, up $3,700. Man, the hot streak continues. That puts me up close to $40,000 in the last 5 days. So that right there totally changes the way June was looking, because a week and a half ago, I didn't have that extra $40,000 of profit. So now things are looking really good. I'm sitting today up $645,000 in the account that I started 18 months ago with $583. Less than $600 to almost $650,000 in 18 months. Pretty crazy. So what we're going to be doing to celebrate being in this new office and everything that's been happening, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're hosting a free workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's totally free, but the seats are limited. So if you want to register, click the link in the description below to register, and I'll see you at 1 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so now let's get on to the midday market recap, breaking down my trades from this morning. What's up, everyone? All right, so another green day. Here we are, finishing the morning up $3,763.64. Green is good. This has been a terrific week here. I'm gonna write it in on my little calendar here, which I like just for kind of visually keeping track of everything. So $10,000 yesterday, $10,400, and then $6,700 on Monday, $3,000 today. I'm looking at a $20,000 week here, and it's only Wednesday. That is not bad at all. And this is my worst day in the last week. Worst day in the last week. Only made $3,700. Life is good. I'm not going to complain. This is, that is really, really nice. Today, you can see from my P&L, a little choppy. I had a big winner on CLDC, but I gave up a decent amount on DFBG, and then I had a couple small winners. There are also a couple of stocks that I didn't trade at all. PED, this is one that I just felt like the train had left the station. From 40 cents up to $1.85. It's even continuing right now, but I don't usually trade below 250 super well. The volume, 7.5 million shares, that's not that bad, but I just didn't know if I could trust it. I'll pull up the level 2 on it. Looks like it's about to get halted here. We traded a couple of halts yesterday during the midday recap, so who knows, maybe we'll do it again today. But this one's been pretty wild. For me, I don't usually like trading stocks that are below 250, below $1.50. I really don't like them, and this one was just a little too cheap, and I just kind of felt like I'd missed the bulk of the move. So as it, if it starts to really open up here up towards 250 and 3, that's where I start to get a little bit more interested, but at this point I think the risk is too high. So in any case, today started just like any other day. All right, it started by going through our gap scanners. So this is our gap scanner right here. We're going to run this historical time. Let's see, we'll do it for 9:20 a.m. this morning. So this is what the market looked like this morning at 9:20, right, when we're putting together our watch list. We're looking at usually the top 5, top 10 biggest gappers in the entire market. Out of the entire stock market, these right here are the top 5 stocks gapping up the most. All right, the leading gapper, DFBG, up 417%. That's crazy. That's a really big move. The thing on this one that's kind of a bummer is that, again, I kind of missed the move. The big move was in those first 15 minutes where it just took off, and then it kind of sold off from that point. Having said that, right out of the gates, I was watching it, and I jumped in it right here for a break over the $0.50 of 550. This was a little bit of a 1-minute opening range breakout right here. That was the range. I was looking for a break over that level. I jumped in it at 550, and then I stopped out promptly as it dropped right here down to 5, and I lost $3,800 or $3,600. So that was really disappointing. It looked good. I thought it was going to work. It had just popped from 440. It looked like it was breaking over the VWAP and it was going to continue, but it just couldn't do it. So I took a good size loss on that, biggest loss in the week, and at that point I was like, all right, well, now I'm getting the warning on my account. It's reminding me that all trading is allowed, but if I go down below $5,000, I'm not going to be able to keep trading. So down 2,900 or so, I was like, all right, I got to be careful. Now, I did have a winner on UAVS. This one was also on our gap scanner. Let me just move this down here. UAVS was on the gap scanner right here. 240 was the pre-market high, 245 actually, 1.19 million share float, gapping up 17% with news. So UAVS, I was watching for a break of the pre-market highs, which you can see here is 245. The bell rings, I jump into UAVS, it pops up to a high of, 287. So I take my profit into that move. I booked $700. Not a big winner, but you can see it was a 30-cent move, but it didn't hold up very long. It came back pretty quickly. So kind of a small win there for me. But that was okay. And then CLDC hits the scanners. And this is one that we had traded yesterday and done really well on. So as soon as I saw it on the scanners, I was like, okay, second day continuation, follow through. This is one that I'm going to jump on and be aggressive on. So as soon as I saw it on the scans, I'm jumping in down here at 495. So at 495, there was a 20,000 share seller. And when I saw that seller go from 20, I think it was 25,000, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, boom, that's when I started pressing the buy button. Buy, 10,000 shares. And next thing you know, it's at 535 and I'm up $4,000. It gets halted on circuit breaker. It resumes higher and taps a high of 650. So, I could have done better on this if I'd held more of it longer, but I started selling on the other side. I made $8,500. $8,500 right there in these 4 candles. But then I got stopped out. I took a couple trades. I got in right here as we broke over this trend line, and I stopped out down here and lost about 1,000. I then got back in, where was it? Up here. I got back in up here for the break over the highs, going into the halt, and I stopped out and lost another 1,000 or 1,200. So I took 2 losses on it, and at that point I was like, you know what, guys, I'm getting a little frustrated. And when I'm starting to feel frustrated, I'm starting to feel my blood pressure, picking up, that's my cue to walk away. So it's really important to become aware of those internal kind of flags. If your palms are getting sweaty, if your heart's racing, if you're starting to feel tense, that's a good time to say, okay, my body is saying that, I'm feeling stress, I should ease up. PED just resumed with a high of $2. I'm usually a buyer over 2, but this has been halted so many times I'm not interested. But that's typically the setup, over $2. Because right now what it's doing is it's forming a slight pullback. If we do a 10-second chart, you'll see what I mean. We're doing a pullback, so now if it goes back up here and breaks through the high, that's usually a scalp opportunity. Now a scalp is when you take a small win, small profits, and that's about base hits, and that's how you grow your account. The problem with this stock now, it's halted again because it just dropped 10%. So anytime this stock moves 10%, it's going to get halted, which means it's going to get halted a lot because it's pretty cheap. So a stock like CLDC gets halted when it moves 10%, but that's 70 cents. And it's got to move 10% basically in less than 2 minutes. So, it did happen. We got a couple halts on it, one here, one in here, and one up here. I think we got 3 total, and I was holding through 2 of them. But in any case, so CLDC was up $8,500, gave back $2,500, and then I took a small scalp on XBIO. You can see this one kind of started to open up right through here. I jumped in it it was actually right on this candle here at 675. It pops up to 685. I sell and take my $600 profit. So overall today, it was okay. I'm up $3,700, which is terrific. That's a great day. I was up 5,000 before I lost, the 2,000 on CLDC, those last 2 trades. I would much prefer being up $5,000 or $6,000 today, but whatever. I pushed it a little bit and gave some of it back. At least I had a cushion to do it. And the good news is that, at least I'm walking away with profit. And that's the goal every day. Sometimes you're going to push it a little bit and you're going to give back some of those gains. Other days, you're not going to push it hard enough and you're going to feel like you missed some opportunities. So you always kind of feel that way. The grass is sort of always greener on the other side. But you have to just sort of say at a certain point, I did a good job today, $3,700, life is good. Now it's time to go enjoy the nice weather, relax a little bit, and be back at it tomorrow. So right now I'm sitting up right around $310,000 on the year. $645,000 in my account that I started January 1st, 2017 with $583. So from $583 to $645,000 in 18 months. Not bad. And I'm sitting up $31,000 on the month. So, life is good. It's easy to get kind of tunnel vision and be like, oh, look at this. Today's a red day, or today I gave back $2,000 of profit. But, when you really think about the big picture, it's just not worth, stressing over it. And it's so funny. I mean, I say that, and I say that because I need that own advice for myself. Like, because I can get stressed. I can get really frustrated when I don't perform as well as I want. I can get really frustrated when I have a red day. And I feel that there's times where I'm as frustrated as I was, 5 years ago when I was still trying to figure things out. That the level of frustration is the same. So it's like, it's just kind of this funny thing. The emotion that I would say that resonates with me the most is frustration. It's not, it turns into anger, it can, but it starts at the heart as being frustrated. Frustrated that you're trying to figure this thing out, it's not working. Frustrated that you just lost 3 times in a row doing something that's supposed to work. That to me is frustration. And, it's kind of despite everything you're trying to do, things just not working. That's that emotion that can be really hard for me. So frustration. Right now, even today, I started to get a little frustrated. I started to get frustrated that I'd lost on CLDC and I'd taken this big loss on DFBG, which is such an annoying way to start the day. And when you're feeling frustrated and aggravated, you're so hyper-focused on this moment right now. And it takes that presence of mind to step back and kind of see the picture around you. If I could have $645,000 stacked up on my desk right here, I probably wouldn't be feeling so bad about life, right? I'd be like, all right, life is good, $645,000. But, it just kind of goes to the back of the mind. It's like, right now the focus is this P&L today. Is this number red or is this number green? And this number is green, but it's not as green as it was earlier. And that can be really, that's the emotional part that we talk about that can be so hard for beginner traders, but even experienced traders to deal with. Let's see. I see you guys commenting on Facebook. So anyone that has questions, comments on Facebook or on YouTube, throw them below. I'll come back and answer them later. Let's see. I'm just going to put a link here for our free workshop tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. And there you go. So as you guys know, this is our first week in the new office. Warrior Trading comes to Main Street. We're now in a downtown office, which is so cool. We're able to walk right out and go get coffee, go get lunch, all that stuff. We've got our team members out working in the front area, and to celebrate opening this new office, which we've been working on for quite a while, we're hosting a workshop this Thursday. So that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'm putting the link in the description right now. Those of you on YouTube, you'll see the link to download a free copy of my ebook. You can register through that link because I'll be giving everyone a free copy of my ebook at the end of the webinar. We'll also be giving out over $11,000 in bonuses, scanner settings, SIM access, chat room access, access to our classes. So any of you who have been thinking about getting into trading, you want to learn more about it, during this webinar I'm going to talk about my three secrets for trading success. How I took $583 and turned it into what is now $645,000 in 18 months. It sounds crazy. It probably is like, how is that even possible? and it was really just based on following a few simple rules. I'm going to talk about them tomorrow during the webinar, but at the heart of it, it's learning how to minimize your losses and maximize your winners by trading the best quality stocks. Now, once you find the best quality stocks, you got to find your entry points, and I'm going to walk you guys through all of that. And then, at the end of the workshop, you're going to have knowledge. So here's the problem. Knowledge is not a skill. I have the knowledge of how skydiving works, and I have the knowledge of what it means to fly an airplane, but I don't have the skill to actually do it myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the opportunity to convert all that knowledge into a skill. And the way you do it is by practicing. So every single day, you guys who are students, you're practicing, and the way most of you guys are practicing is by trading the market side by side with me in our simulator. And that's really cool because it gives you the opportunity to trade the same stocks that I'm trading, to get in, get out, the same prices if you want. You can see the same quotes, you can see the same charts, and you can trade the markets. You can practice the strategies that I trade every single day in a controlled environment. I'm going to pull up the sim so you guys can see it here in 1 second. So this is our trading sim right now. So, when it comes to learning how to trade, it's kind of funny because there are really two paths to doing this. There's two options. The first option is to try to figure it out yourself, and that's what I did. I spent 18 months, almost really 2 years of trial and error, trying to figure out how to trade, trying to find a strategy that was consistent, and I had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in losing trades during that time. And at the end of it, I finally figured it out, and I got fortunate. Maybe I just sort of stumbled upon the strategy that I have now, and things fell into place, and I did it. So you can do it on your own. You don't need to have a mentor. You don't need to take classes, but you have to expect it could take you 2 years or even longer. I know people who've been trying to do it on their own for more than 10 years, and they still haven't figured it out. So that's kind of that's the risk of trying to do it on your own. Now the reality is the strategy that I trade is very similar to the strategy traded by other full-time professional traders. It's not that I'm doing anything especially unique. A lot of us trade pretty much a variation of the same strategy. It's about learning to find momentum. It's about minimizing your losses. It's about those A-quality setups and all that type of stuff. So the frustrating thing is that it took me 18 months of trial and error to land on this strategy, and then I find out that I just am landing on a strategy that's currently being traded by 100,000 other traders. So is there a shortcut where I could get to that strategy without having to go through that? And so that's what we created at Warrior Trading. And I knew that there was a need for this because it would have benefited me so much if I had had this when I got started. So that's why we've put together this community. That's why we have the classes. That's why we do everything we do to help you guys speed up your learning curve. All right. So this workshop tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about it. 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, giving you guys a copy of my best-selling book, How to Day Trade. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you guys over $11,000 in bonuses, and I give you an opportunity to join us in our classes. All right. So I'm looking forward to it. You can see the link in the description for those of you on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to put this link here in the chat room. Let's see. All right, there you go. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, so that's coming up tomorrow, 1 p.m. And hopefully we have another green day tomorrow morning, can make a little bit of money. So I'm feeling good going into the workshop. That's definitely the goal. All right, so right now I would say the momentum is still really hot. Today was a little choppy. We definitely saw some false breakouts. Let's see, can't remember. Let me scroll down on the scanner here. So, DFBG, this was a tough one for sure. BNSO, that was the one I was thinking about. BNSO, I didn't trade it. This thing, I mean, look, this popped up. It squeezed up to $5 and is now at $3.38. So seeing these types of moves, it makes me a little uneasy. I don't like seeing that type of stuff. BNSO, MDGS, I didn't look at that one very closely. That one popped up and sold off. UAVS, that one sold off. MTBC, let's see about that one. That one's actually continued a little bit higher. Of course, it's just dropped now, but that one's been okay. Let's see, and then CLDC, of course, hitting the scans. So XBIO, a little chop there. So today, to me, was a little bit on the choppy side, and I'm hoping that we get back to that hot momentum again tomorrow, but I'm not sure if we're going to have a really good continuation stock tomorrow. Today we had, we had XBIO, or sorry, we had CLDC, which was continuation on yesterday's big move. But today we don't really have anything other than PED that's made a big move. PED is a possibility. It is, but it's also quite crowded. It's getting halted left and right. It seems very difficult to trade. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully tomorrow gives us some opportunities. We can make a little money and then go into that workshop at 1 p.m. feeling good. All right, so that's the game plan. I hope you guys all have a great afternoon, and I'll see you back here first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15 for pre-market analysis, and then we'll start trading when the bell rings at 9:30. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.